she still can't even stand.
She's so wobbly.
Sean Wei Lee is furious.
She's upset. But 100%.
Oh, welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of Axe Cake Picks, episode 193. Today is Friday, September 5th, 2025. Kid, how we doing? It was a long week. No UFC, but we have a lot to talk about.
Surely do. Yeah, man. I'm glad the UFC's back, though. You know, I'm excited to see. I don't know. The promotion just has its grips on us. You know what I mean? It's like you clamor for it each and every week, but I'm sure we can talk about what was an interesting weekend, right?
Yeah,
it was
say the least. Yeah, to say the least, very interesting. Yeah, we love BKFC. We like PFL from here and there, but we love boxing. We love the WWE, but there is nothing like a UFC event. And we'll talk about Clash in Paris. UFC's making their way to Paris right now. We got fights there tomorrow. Early start time, kid. Prelims go off at 12 Eastern, noon on the East Coast, and then main card 3 p.m. Oh, we're out of there by 6-7.
Not too bad at all. You know what I mean? And if you want to see some other things tonight, you got one fight night. You know, there was one Friday fights this morning. You wake up, you get to see some Muay Thai. LFA 216 also joins along with it. But little did you know, I don't know if you guys seen this, but Paulie Malignaggi, he fights in bare knuckle boxing, not BKFC now, but tomorrow night he'll fight on BKB card main eventing against I think it's Woodland or something like that, Woodward. But
what's the difference for my stupidity?
I think I don't think there's any difference. I think it's the same ring.
Okay,
like it's a circle ring. You know what I mean with the tight ropes. And it's bare knuckle, man. So I think it's maybe just two promotions that have their license together and they can, you know, promote events. So I've seen a lot of crossover between the BKFC fighters and the BKB fighters.
Yeah, I would agree. By the way, did you see the UFC 321 press conference in Paris?
Face off.
Heavy booze for Tommy Boy.
Really?
How rude.
How rude.
Come on. But yeah, we got a great episode. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about. We got picks and predictions for UFC Paris, and we got some news towards the end of the show. And of course, Joey will take care of Dana White Contender Series. We're already on the week 5, kid. Already on the week 5. Yeah,
that's why I get scared about football. With football starting this weekend, it's like before you know it, there's bye weeks. It's halfway through the season. You're like, it's over before you know it, guys.
Before you know it, exactly. And this fight was over before you know it. First round knockout in Dirty Boxing main event. Shout out Jairzinho Rozenstruik. What a performance. Did you see that picture of him in the bed the next morning?
Yeah, he's hilarious, bro.
Weird belt, though. I'll say that.
I like it, though. I
really?
Feel like it fits the promotion. You got to do something a little different, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think it works well. Who is it? John Jones and Mike Perry are going like.
So John Jones and Mike Perry are like the main backers of the organization. You have Jason Anik's brother who's commentating as well. You even had Money Morcano as the translator. Did you see that?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I thought it was a well put together
event.
Legs. Yeah, it was a well put together event. The rule set fits a couple of guys well. You know, like in the co-main event, Landon Quinones. I went against him, and I mean, he looked like he flourished because it seemed times when he was facing against good, strong wrestlers, he struggled. So now you don't have to worry about that in this rule set and this ground and pound.
Yeah, and honestly, we saw big people at the event. We saw Nate Diaz there as well. So people are getting behind it. And when you have arguably the greatest mixed martial artist fighter in the world promoting it with the bare knuckle champion, Platinum Mike Perry, I mean, it's
the king of violence.
Yeah, so
that's right.
I love it. Yeah,
bro, I had to hammer this home. I hit the biggest underdog on the card. You know, Hector Lombard came in as a massive favorite, and you know everyone was backing him even more so because James Cannon was talking, you know, trash leading up to the fight, but he caught him. He knocked him out. Plus 500. I hope there was a way you guys could have caught that, bet that, and it made some good money.
Hell yeah. Also, I went 3-0. We hit on the main event. Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Bryan Battle gets the first round knockout, but I think more importantly, he makes weight.
Yeah.
He made weight. Shout out our girl Jessica Rose Clark. She won unanimous decision,
Dominant.
28 times 2 and 30 over 27. So we go 3-0 in Dirty Boxing, kid. It was a very profitable night for us.
Oh, dude, I think I have like might have 10 wins and 4 or 5 losses. I think I doubled my amount of losses I had. So a 10-5, you can't complain on the prediction. Whole card. I got to stop doing that, but I've been doing pretty well, so I'm not ashamed to keep going back.
Then we go over to London. Darren Till knocks out Luke Rockhold in the 3rd round. It was a devastating knockout. I mean, his chin is bad, but man, when he went out, it just looked bad. And then him
first knockdown too was scary.
Him going after Carl Froch was fucking amazing. I love that.
You know, I said this time and time again. I was saying it to everyone I was around watching it. If this was a mixed martial arts, you may have to lean Luke Rockhold. You know, I don't think people can, a lot of people watch Misfits, don't necessarily know the fight game too much, but you look at Rockhold, he's limited to just his hands. He's at a complete disadvantage with someone that's a sniper with power like Darren Till. I mean, he's a threat. I like what Misfits is doing, the pound for pound ranking. I mean, look what it did for what was in the co-main event. Look what it did for our boy Tony.
I mean, to be honest, this is another promotion that I think has legs, and I love what Mams KSI is doing. To be honest, it's the land of misfits, no pun intended, but whoever comes out of the UFC and wants to, make some money, like they really found a home there. So
they can mix it up too. They mixed martial arts promotions on, or maybe Muay Thai fights or kickboxing, maybe they mix it up.
Shout out the middleweight champion El Kukui. Tony Ferguson defeated Salt Poppy. How did Salt Poppy get hand surgery before KSI?
What?
His KSI called out. He called off his fight and he said he needed surgery, and he still never got it. Salt Poppy got it within a week. Make it make sense. But I was so happy. I mean, you saw he was overcome of emotions, Tony Ferguson, and I was so happy for him.
It couldn't be happier. I just, I guess it was just a little too much to going into the fight to make me go against him, but I should have never have, right? So I'm so happy for him, man. And he's going to be fighting in there a little while. We'll see what matchups he gets, right? I mean, you said he's a middleweight champ, so he's got to defend the belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I like that. Like you said, I like the promotions. If you have nowhere else to go, you go to Land of Misfit Toys.
Dylan Dennis via guillotine, 15 seconds, and it doesn't take long to become a champion at light heavyweight in Misfits, baby. KSI signed the fucking contract.
That's the agreement was for him to knock him out. He did. He just went right to the guillotine, mounted guillotine, turned it into. But he's nasty. Come on, let's be real, right? When it comes to the grappling, he knows what he's doing. Of course, you don't have any experience, any knowledge of what's going to happen in that ocean, he will drown you.
Absolutely. So was happy. I loved it. It was another 3-0. I love the face-off between Eddie Hall and Dylan Dennis afterward. That was pretty funny. I mean, Eddie Hall would knock him out, but if they
that weight is too much, bro. And even if it got to the ground, maybe he can crawl to his back, but you just can't let someone that massive kind of get on top of you. I do think he might be training enough to be competent, right, in those positions. But who knows, right? Peruvian necktie, like triangles, arm. I mean, it could just Dylan Dennis probably does have an advantage still.
Yeah,
it's funny.
So it was a really good night there. I go 3-0 at Misfits as well. By the way, how was CGI 2? I know Chell went to sleep, but outside of that, how was the event?
He did not. He gifted 2 victories on Craig Jones's record. That's just atypical of the greatest of all time. The undefeated, undisputed champion, Chael Sonnen. So, yeah, everyone could thank him for what he's done for us in combat sports. He also, look at what he did, double timed it from RAF, right? Real American Wrestling, right? RAW, right? Into just taking that main event. But I think CGI did good. I just saw Joe Rogan drop that he's going to be doing a fight companion for UFC Paris with Gordon Ryan. So that's going to be interesting. But looking back on the event, I did predict everything pretty well. I said Helena Cravar was going to win the $100,000 tournament. That happened, and the controversy that happened in the team quintet. I had New Wave. They gave it to B Team on the Nicky Rod decision at the end at a 10-8, where though New Wave won 3 to 2. You understand? Like they won 3 of their matches compared to the 2 of the other teams. So that's why both of them wound up winning $1 million. Craig Jones wound up giving both teams in the final $1 million. Guevara won 100. And so Craig Jones is trying to revolutionize the sport. May he do it in clunky ways. We may hear more of it come the Fight Companion. So let's all tune into that.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad he gave $1 million to both winners. WWE Clash in Paris. It was a crazy night. We'll start in the World Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way. We got it right on the head. Seth Rollins defeated Jey Uso, CM Punk, and LA Knight. The family hates CM Punk, but I love it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I think it works well. You know, the angle they're trying to approach, I guess in the later stages of their career, right? For CM Punk, it's just trying to finish storylines in a sense, right? Like trying to just get them to close those chapters.
John Cena defeated Logan Paul. It was a great matchup. I mean, John Cena pulled out all the stops to get a win, call him back. I
saw the loudest "You Can't See Me" ever on that 5-knuckle shuffle.
It was insane. The Cena Destroyer as well, all 5 moves. And, Cena even hit the AJ Styles signature move as well. So, it was a terrific matchup, I thought, from bell to bell. Even for Logan Paul, I think this provided that he can main event a premium live event as well. So
I'm on this end, though. I do feel like with a win like that, I feel like maybe in a sense you could have had him still keep the belt, but where else do you give it up to Cody other than when they did at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Right? So.
We had a good old-fashioned Donnybrook matchup as well. Rusev defeated Sheamus. I thought that was incredible as well. Sheamus and Rusev, I thought they beat the hell out of each other, if I'm being honest, kid.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, basically going life and death with one another. And maybe just some personal bad blood, low-key. I feel like some of the shots were real.
By the way, this was the only second time in his career Sheamus was ever tapped out.
That's crazy. We said we did. Did you back Rusev? I think you did, right?
Yeah, we got that right.
We just said we were pushing him a little bit, so yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense historically.
Yeah, so shout out him. We got this one right as well. Becky Lynch defeated Nikki Bella. It was okay. The pace was kind of fast, I thought. Bella taking the fight to the man. The crowd obviously favored Becky Lynch over
Wasn't
Nikki
there like
Bella.
slapping or something like that on Monday night?
Yeah.
That storyline is pushed towards that. It's like weird.
A little bit. I thought it was a little underwhelming.
It's dying off. I feel like that story, they need to move on. They really actually got to keep it fresh.
Yeah. We also get there with the Wyatt Sticks. They defeated the Street Profits. They retain. And I think you got this one wrong, right?
Was it more than just those 2 tag teams, or was that for head-to-head?
It was just
head-to-head.
Yeah, it was just head-to-head.
I thought I picked the Y6s. So
you did? Okay.
Yeah, you don't take the belt off them that quickly.
No, you don't.
They just got it back.
And then Roman Reigns defeated Bronson Reed.
I think I had Bronson, right? Reed?
Yeah, you did, but I mean, it was insane. It was slow paced, but it was such a fucking physical match. The crowd was in it. The match was full of near fall pins. He slammed him through the fucking announce table.
You had to, like the way they're building those characters. Yeah. You have to go the extra mile.
He choked out Paul Heyman after the fight too.
Yeah. Holy, oh my God.
Jesus, I thought that was the best match.
Yeah, definitely stole the show. And I think maybe due to, you saw they're coming out with the Street Fighter movie, and I think Roman Reigns is in it.
Yeah.
Alex Volkanovski.
I saw Vulcan that. Yeah, I did see that. That's actually cool. Pretty cool. So I guess the way I ranked it was, I thought that Braun Breaker, when he obliterated Roman Reigns, Breaker is a star. He is a star in the making. I don't care what you think. He is a fucking massive human being.
Speed, bro. The speed and ferociousness, bro, looks the part. I think the way he promotes himself too, like just the whole, facade. It's legit. It's not.
I love the new haircut too. I think it fits him better. Being honest,
the mohawk, right?
Yes.
Right?
No. He shaved it. He shaved his head.
He's just bald.
No. He has kind of like a Brooke, kind of just like a very shortcut hair. Yeah, but sending Roman Reigns out, my tribal chief, out in a stretcher, fucking insane. I thought
That
the
might be it. That's
I thought
where
the
was at with the story
Donnybrook
with the
fight
movie.
was nasty with Sheamus and Rusev. It was brutal, physical. I love John Cena's entrance. It was absolute cinema.
Power's crowd's gonna be lit, bro.
Oh, it's gonna be insane. It's absolutely gonna be insane. So we go 5-0, man. We went undefeated, except we went for Chael Sonnen, which I thought he was gonna win. But other than that, we had a really good
weekend. You didn't
weekend.
make a pick in that. You didn't make a legit. That don't count. You're good.
No,
you went undefeated, bro. We need to take the undefeated weekend for you, my boy. You deserve it. Let's go Labor Day weekend.
And it's crazy because I'm definitely going to regress here for UFC Paris.
No.
Oh, by the way, Dana White, week 4 of the 5. Shout out Mikel Olszewski's brother. He got into the UFC. How did you do?
Yeah, man, 3-2. You know, I had all the totals correct, but when I pick a side in that Olszewski, which is like I told you, it was interesting. I was looking for him to be Mikel's brother, but it didn't show me anything, and then it turned out he was, and I'm like, damn, why did I fade this guy? And John Paul Evans, he's a star, I think. I don't know. The way he knocked out Jack Condon is one of the more memorable ones in Dana White Contender Series history.
Yeah, it was insane. So, I think Chaplin, he was the only winner to miss out. So 4 of the 5 guys.
That was a close fight. That was a close fight. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it, kid. Did I miss anything over the week?
Dude, we covered everything.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right. So before we get to Paris, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market. Hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition with only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks to just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching UFC Paris. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at Axe Cake Pigs and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Like I said, early start time here. Noon Eastern starts the prelims on ESPN+. Main card starts at 3 p.m., and we will start in the women's strawweight division. What do you got?
I think it makes for an interesting one. You know, Shauna Bannon is coming off that massive win, one of the lone finishes, I think, on that UFC London card, right?
She has 2. She's winners of 2 in a row.
Yeah, winners of 2 in a row. Man, they count her out in this one. She doesn't have to travel as far as Sam Hughes, and I know Sam Hughes is time again so pesky. She herself has a 2-fight win streak, but I'm not trusting that those split decision wins were necessarily good ones. I don't think that I could back a -300 favorite in this women's fight. I think the value is all in on Shauna Bannon. Give me Mama B again. We made great moments inside the distance last time, but I could take her straight up and be fine with it. Dog price +300.
You're going against the American.
Yeah, it's in Paris, man.
Yeah.
It's in Paris. So this next one, the welterweight matchup, I think these guys are tough. I think this is going to be a classic duel. Rinat Fakhretdinov is +105 is what I'm seeing. Maybe the odds have kind of swayed a little bit. Andreas Gustafsson, when I saw the line, he was a slight favorite, -115.
So Gustafsson is -125,
and more money on him.
And Fakhretdinov is +109, +110.
Look at the experience, right? Fakhretdinov has 5-0-1 in the UFC. Andreas Gustafsson just making his way into it, but I mean, he's looked good, right? I just, like I said, I think this is going to be back and forth. I don't think I think a lot of Rinat's fights are awkward. They wind up with interesting finishes. Gustafsson kind of fits that profile where something interesting could happen here, maybe late, but it could easily go to the judges' scorecards how tough these guys are. So over 2.5 rounds is probably a lot more money on it. But when I got it at -170, I think it was very playable. But I'll lay the chalk on these guys going the distance. Nothing on that, no opinion.
No, I'm not getting into the later.
I don't blame you. You know me, but let's get into this next one. Brad Tavares, middleweight classic. This dude, time and time again, comes out 19-year career in the UFC. I mean, it's inevitable that he's just going to win on the judges' scorecards, right? Like, I think that's the easy, solid pick to go with. I know Robert Brzezinski has a lot of first-round knockouts, but you could argue maybe at lower level KSW, especially when they're pulling a lot of just nearby talent, which is mainly Polish fighters. You're not getting much of an international base. Those tend to happen more likely. So that 70% finish rate, I don't think is as likely as it indicates. I got to go Brad Tavares via decision, even money plus 100. Best way to just squeeze a little more value out of the guy. Now, this next one, I did think Sam Patterson was going to be a lot taller, but, after they weighed in and realized how big Trey Waters actually was, this is going to be a little closer match, and I think Sam Patterson being minus 160 is. Trey Waters plus 155. Look at the streak these two guys are on. You say this could be a coin flip matchup, but I think after the victory for Trey Waters against Billy Ray Goff and then his latest performance against Ramiz Babaraj, I don't like that win as much as what Sam Patterson's done with his finish streak. It's 3 in a row now. So I do think, sizes similar, maybe an edge in striking to Trey Waters, but definitely I think grappling is going to go to Sam Patterson. I think Trey Waters, that is, has some submission losses in his amateur ranks and then also professionally. So I'll lay the slight minus 160 on the money line. Like I said, you could see the submission in the second round is where I put my verdict prediction at, but I'll play the money line on Sam Patterson. I think he's the rightful side. I don't have an official play in this next one. Shout out to Harry Houdini, hard work for stepping in on short notice. I like the guy. Not willing to lay the dog price because I do think he's maybe, like I said, like short notice, 4 days. Stepping up in weight class. We saw how that worked out last time. Most recently, maybe Eric Nolan, right? Fighting up a weight class didn't work out so well in 4 days notice, right? So, yeah, I don't want to have an official play here. I like the guy, but Fernandez is tough coming off of a camp.
Yeah.
Heavyweights in the next one, man. Slugfest. Marcin Tybura taking on debuting Ante Delija. And you and I covering the PFL, we've seen this dude before. Ante Delija, he is a threat, I think, for anybody. But he's going against Polish power, Marcin Tybura, and I got to take him straight up on the money line at a pick him. I think the value's on him, UFC experience, hard to finish. He's going to have the grappling edge. He could grind out a decision. This part of his career, that's exactly what he is. He's a grinder.
Why do you think Marcin Tybura is taking this fight? He has a lot to lose.
Yeah, I know he's confident in his abilities, right? I mean, I think Ante Delija is a higher level than him being unranked technically, right? Just completely not even being on the radar. But, yeah, he's confident in his abilities. You're giving me him pick a price. I'm like you said, I'm going to take it. If you're questioning that, why is he taking this fight? A lot to lose, but that shows that there could be a huge level gap.
So they might be high on the newcomer, giving him a top 10 fight in his first fight.
Yeah, they could be. They could be. Odds makers, like I said, have also seen him before, but maybe the casual public hasn't. So let me see. Is this the start of the main card?
No, we have one more. We have one more.
So yeah, they're showcasing Omar Sy light heavyweight division. Last time out he lost, right? I'm pretty sure he had a loss his last time out. So
controversial.
Yeah, controversially, but they're trying to get him back on track here, right? Against Brenson Ribeiro. I mean, has to be a given, don't you think? Mm-hmm. It's a very stylistically favorable matchup for him. I think Ribeiro plus 350 is kind of count. I went with him against Azamat Murzakanov because I was just going for it. Like I said, Azamat Murzakanov is older. He's going to be looking good in that matchup, so I don't think the loss is necessarily bad. But I just don't think that he's UFC material. I think that Omar Sy is at home, the main event on the prelim card. You haven't seen a French fighter yet. I think they finally get to see one, and I think the crowd's going to be all in on this guy. But his style, I know he could finish it, but though the crowd will be backing him, I got to side Sy all the way, but via decision. I think that he can outclass Ribeiro. It's just his willingness to go for it, right? I don't necessarily know that's going to be there, even though Ribeiro can be finished. I'll take Sy via decision. I may have something else on that. We'll just see if we get towards the parlay section. Nothing again?
No, I'm not into the main card.
Not in the main card. Are you starting it up with this fight? The featherweight match between William Gomez and Robert Ruchala.
No, I'm starting Paul Craig. I only got 3 picks, kid. I got the main event, co-main, and Paul Craig.
The 3 packs have been working for you.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Honestly, I was kind of hot and cold on a lot of these. One of the fight I forgot to mention on the top did get canceled between Patricio Pitbull as well, his opponent not making weight.
Did he get cut?
I don't know if he got cut. There's no word yet, but I was leaning Sam Hughes to start the card. I also like Brad Tavares via unanimous decision. You could get that at plus 110. He's like a $2 favorite, but I didn't love anything on the card. And to be honest, I really wasn't trying to force anything. So I like 3 plays that I'll give out starting in the light heavyweight division with Paul Bear Jew Craig.
What a guy. Yeah, Scotland. He's coming out. He came out the face paint. You know what I'm saying? He's coming out to kill, dude.
What are you, Brian Battle? You know what I'm saying?
Mike Perry gave him that massive advice. He's like, if I was you, I'd come out the freedom paint. I'd come out and be like, hell yeah, Scotland. But yeah, let's talk about it. Right. I think William Gomez is explosive. I think people underestimate him. I know he's coming off the Hyder Mill fight. And then Hyder Mill gets knocked out, right, by Jose Delgado or something. I forgot how. Not Jose Delgado. I'm mixing up, but nevertheless, I think William Gomez is the right side. You know, he's like you said, talking about $2 favorites. He is one here. Chala is tough. He's debuting from KSW, where I think he was a champ, and if he wasn't a champ, he surely was hard to finish. But give me the Jaguar. There's William Gomez via KO TKO at plus 510. Tremendous value for him to start off the card with a bang. And like you said, that fight that would have been there got canceled, so we're moving right along to a welterweight matchup where Axel Sola is also making a debut. The Aries FC champion fighter, that's a French promotion. He's looked really well, looked really good. And against Reese McKee, I think the stylistic advantage is in his favor. I like Axel Sola. I'll take him straight up on the money line at minus 125. It's worth the play. Then in the next one, a lightweight matchup as well. I love this matchup for Mason Jones. I like Balaji. I think he's got explosive strikes, and on the stand-up, it could be a toss-up. But I'm not willing to hunt the plus 135 price when I can play the minus 130 on Mason Jones. I think his wrestling stronger. I think he's competent on the feet. After that Jeremy Stevens fight, I think he showcased that he's ready for his next stint in the UFC. But I need to hear your opinion on this next fight. I've been asking for it this entire event. Give us your opinion on this feature bout between Modestas Bukauskas and Paul Craig. Paul Craig's being counted out here, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. He's being counted out. I mean, big underdog here, but I think Bukauskas is going to knock him out. Minus 125. Craig, he's endured 3 consecutive losses and a no contest. It was that illegal upkick, if you remember. So that's his past 4 fights. He needs a win here against Bukauskas, but unless he could get Bukauskas into his guard or on the mat, Craig will likely get knocked out here. You know, I think Paul Craig, obviously very skilled submission specialist, but he has yet to evolve into even a decent striker. I think the game plan for beating him has been proven. Just keep the fight standing. So I think Bukauskas keeps the fight standing. He knows the blueprint. Just get the knockout when you can get that at minus 125. I'm sorry, I love him. I love his nickname, but I think Paul Craig goes night-night.
Yeah, I love everything he stands for. But, you know, mind you, he is moving back up to light heavyweight too, where Modestas Bukauskas has felt at home now. Now he's streaking, looking good. I think the striking advantage is clear in his favor. He's going to have good takedown defense. It's not going in there. Paul Craig's going to pull guard. If that happens when he's getting tagged, then he's going to ask him to get up, and the referee will incline. He will ask Paul Craig to stand up, and I'm with you. I see a Bukauskas finish here. Could happen a little late, though. Paul Craig is tough, second round, third round, but I feel safe taking it via KOTKO minus 125. All in on Modestas Bukauskas here. I hate that. But the co-main event, man, we're here for the lightweight matchup, and I think it means a lot for Mauricio Ruffy. Benoit Saint-Denis, you know, I think he needs to get on track with the win here. But win over Mauricio Ruffy at home, I think, would be huge, and the crowd's definitely going to be on the favor. But damn, man, being that these guys are so tough, I know Mauricio Ruffy's coming on that first round knockout, and you look at his resume of a lot of first round knockouts, sprinkled with some more second round knockouts, but only a few third round knockouts. But I don't see him just catching BSD. I don't know. I think the pressure could be enough to avoid those shots early while he's fresh, but you see him fade. You do see BSD fade after, even if he's in advantage positions, after, you know, using a lot of that energy, expends a lot of energy, he winds up losing that gas tank over the course of the second to third round. It happens. And that's why he lost so bad against Dustin Poirier in like the fourth, right? He was just getting tagged. He looked like he wasn't even throwing anything back. And you could see that here. Even, like I said, even if he has his way in, say, the first round. So I like the over 1.5 rounds, though, just in case if that BSD onslaught just continues. We haven't seen really Ruffy's game get tested on the ground, but I've seen a lot of footage, and it just seems like even though this is in France and we got the French fighters in the main and co-main event, it could really be, brother, a Fighting Nerds takeover.
Absolutely. I mean, BSD, he's taken on a really, really good prospect in Marsucio Ruffy, in which I think it should be a fun matchup. If BSD can't get this fight to the floor, Ruffy's going to pick him apart for 3 rounds, and he's going to finish this fight. Money has come in on BSD, which has kind of moved Ruffy's line to near a $2 favorite, which I think is playable, but I think he's going to put him away. You could get even money at Marsucio Ruffy via KO TKO. I think eventually in the second, third round, he's gonna prepare for these wrestling takedown attempts from BSD, stuff him, and he's gonna land one of those strikes that the Fighting Nerds have prepped him for. So it's a Fighting Nerds takeover, and that's a little tease for the main event. I just think Marsucio Ruffy is a future champion, if I'm being honest, and I think he's one of the guys in this camp that gets overlooked, but not for long. He's gonna knock out their little boy from BSD in his home country. Marsucio Ruffy, even money at via KO TKO.
I love it. Did I even give you my play? Was the over 1.5 rounds? Did I say that?
It was over 1.5. Yeah,
minus 150. Yeah, dude. I you might have a little something more on that. A little tease for 10 seconds left for that fight. So yes, this main event for UFC Paris consists of a almost number 1 contender showdown. I mean, we think it is, right? But I mean, depending on what happens with RDR and Anthony fucking Hernandez, right? If there's a finish in that one, I think you may grant them the title shot. But we'll see what these boys have to offer. Nasruddin Imavov is a slight dog at plus 115, and he's taking on Kyle Bahayo at minus 115. And D-Rock, I talked to you before. I like Nasruddin Imavov leading into this, and I think he looked real well. And I think at home he does perform well. But we said it. This is a Fighting Nerds takeover. The takedowns, I think, may be in the advantage of Kyle Bahayo. He seems to be able to grind out fights. I guess the resume may favor, just on paper, Nasruddin Imavov, finishing Israel Adesanya, right? But look what Israel is on his trajectory in his career at the moment. I mean, it's on a kind of steep decline. So we don't necessarily know what Israel he got in that one. I like Kyle Bahayo. I think they're training well. Maybe, like you said, the resume itself has been favorable towards him. That's what you get when you're a good fighter and you just get on a streak. You may get some more favorable matchups, and you do the company favors by weighing in for that championship fight, a pay-per-view before. It won him a lot of company points. It definitely did. So, that could hurt him, right? Having to cut that weight in a short period of time. Imavov, like I said, not traveling so much and being there. Man, I was in on Imavov, but I'm going to go with Kyle Bahayo. I think the Fighting Nerds, the energy is too much to match. I think their momentum, you're going to have these 5 guys now growing Olex HX. Like I said, taking over. Fighting Nerds take over.
I agree, man. This has to be a number 1 contender fight here. As much as RDR and fucking Hernandez, whatever happens, I think this is the number 1 contender fight. I thought it was interesting, the line movement. It opened up kind of like a pick 'em. The odds have moved in favor of Kyle Bahayo. He's a minus 115. I see minus 120 out there. Shop around, obviously. I see minus 125. So shop around. I agree with the line movement, if I'm being honest. I think this is going to be a close fight, but I do believe the difference is Bahayo's ground game. And I think Bahayo can match Imavov's striking. And when he starts landing punches, I think it will open up the wrestling and the ground game for Kyle Bahayo to kind of take over this fight. Considering neither fighter has been finished inside the octagon, I like the over 4.5 rounds. I think that should hit with relative ease, but that's a minus 230, minus 235. That's too chalky. Even if the fight hits the mat, I think Imavov has good enough submission defense to keep from being finished. But Kyle Bahayo will have no issue maintaining top position, doing enough damage on top to kind of just ride out the round and, win the round. So I like a minus 125 straight up Kyle Bahayo. You could even take him to win by decision. You could get that at plus 163. I'm all in on the Fighting Nerds. I think the French go home very, very sad.
Yeah, it could happen. Like you said, all that momentum builds up with I think the triple threat of the French fighters in the middle of this card are going to probably win, and the crowd's going to back them between Sai, Gomez, and Sola, right? But like you said, in the main event and co-main event, you got the two fighting nerds in there, man. They're probably going to, show up and steal the show. I got to go, and I'm making one of my parlays live with you. You had that 3-pack where we aligned with pretty much. I'm taking all three of those guys. You said main, co-main, and feature bout. Give me Modestas Bukauskas. I'm like all in on Modestas Bukauskas because I have him on another parlay as well. So I have him on the straight KO TKO, but I have him on this parlay, this 3-pack. I have Mauricio Ruffy money line, and then Kyle Bahalio money line. That'll give you odds of plus 275 to 270. And then the bigger one, 6, I think. Oh, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks. We're going to do Bukauskas again. We're going to do Mason Jones. We're going to do Axel Sola. We're going to do William Gomez, and we're going to do Omar Sy, all with the 5 picks. He'd be plus 650. So we get the money line parlays going for you, and hopefully we can cook.
Yeah, hopefully we could stay hot. Coming off an undefeated week last week. Let's stay hot, kid. Like I said, early start time, UFC Paris prelim start at 12 o'clock Eastern. Main card 3 p.m. Eastern as well. Kid, let's go to Dana White Contender Series week 5. I know you'll touch the whole card. We will start in the light heavyweight division. Felipe Franco, undefeated 8-0, taking on Freddie Vidal 3-0 as well.
Yeah, undefeated, but more experience. I think gonna pack more punch, more power. You got to take straight up Felipe Franco. I think the experience will speak for itself.
Do you have odds or no?
Not yet, man. This is
when do they come out? Monday?
I feel like they should come out like today. Like they got to be out. What is this, 4 or 5 days prior? This is less than a week already. It should be out a week prior. 7 days before, you should have odds. We have odds for fights 2 weeks in advance at most times, right? Maybe a month in advance. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I agree. We know, I think for the most part, some of these fighters, I think we have enough information on them to be able to get something. And I guess maybe they're unwilling to make the odds that close because if you get some, like what Dana White said, there's nobody that really deserves to be that big of a dog. You get those hammered home, man, those sportsbooks going to lose a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. I get that. All right, what else you got?
Yeah, the Chasen Blair's back against Samuel Sanchez, who's really good. That lightweight matchup, I think, will determine who gets a contract because I have the under 2.5 rounds. Not picking a side, but I think two guys are very talented there. Featherweight matchup, Larian Douglas stepping in to fight Cam Teague. I think Cam Teague is ready to make the UFC, and let's see what he can do. I'm going to take Teague straight up. This women's matchup, I think, is interesting. I think Carl Foro is been tested, and I think that loss could be controversial on her record. So it could be a toss up between these two fighters. Chanel Dyer, definitely good fighter. So I just see this going to the judges. I think Dana White may have a decision to make there because, like I said, it is hard to get finishes for the women's in the mixed martial arts ranks. I feel like if you have a good performance from one of the fighters, I think it makes it a clear-cut decision. But it's always good to add talent, especially with these records they have into the ranks of the UFC. Maybe if they put on a good show, even if it goes over 2.5 rounds, was my official play, I think you can maybe give them a contract. Give them both a contract. We'll see how the fight goes. But I got to go against Garasio in the main event, Anthony at CFFC. I just think that Steven Asplin's fought better competition, and I think he is a little more seasoned, and I think he's going to get a knockout. So heavyweights, we're going to get a rare knockout where we're used to see knockouts all the time in the heavyweight division. I don't know what to say about that weight class. It's seemingly lost a little bit of its luster, right? But booing Dom Aspinall, right?
Crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, give me Asplin just being a little more seasoned.
You guys can watch that on ESPN Plus on Tuesday night, September 9th at 8 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Nothing's going on Tuesday. Might as well watch some fucking fights. Kid, we got some news before we get to 10 seconds left. Raul Rojas Jr. is out against Rob Font. He will now take on David Martinez, UFC Noche, next week. It's a big fight for Rob Font.
Yeah, I mean, David Martinez is a really good striker. So, I mean, Mexico might have one with him. I think Rob Font, I hate to say it, because something tells me that the Mexican athletes are training nonstop, and I feel like he was waiting for a moment. And, man, you might not know him, but I think I'm going to go with Gonzalez, right? It's Robert Gonzalez?
No, it is David Martinez.
David Martinez.
Yeah. We got a fight for UFC Qatar, November 22nd. Alex Perez is taking on Asu Amabayev. It's a big fight for Alex Perez, if I'm being honest.
That's probably Asu Amabayev.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a big fight for Alex Perez, but if he could get past him, he's staying around that threshold.
Yeah, we like something like that. You just casually brush him off, Alex Perez, and he comes out and shocks us all. Gets a nice victory, gets a finish at that. But I think I got to pick Asu Amabayev still.
Got a main event for the last UFC Vegas card of the year. UFC Vegas 112, December 13th, 5-round flyweight main event. Brandon Raw Dog Royval taking on Manel Cap. Love this fight, kid. It's
supposed to happen,
fight.
Right? It was already supposed to happen. So we're getting what we wanted. And yeah, I don't think we're going to see Pantoja, right? We're going to see him fight one time, and then we're not going to get that fight until next year if whoever comes out victorious from that. So who's he going to be taking on?
Who?
It's Joshua Van, right?
Yeah, probably. We don't know, but it's probably going to be Joshua Van Pantoja, probably December in T-Mobile Arena. Get one more pay-per-view points, kids. Smart. And by the way, about 30, 40 minutes before we went on, PFL, they've announced they're signing Brian Battle. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I guess, we go where the money's at, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Boxing. You know what I'm saying?
He needs to get that tatted. It's so funny. He says that so much. I want it. If I ever interview him, I'll be like, I do know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying. We got some boxing news. I mean, it's been crazy, to be honest. I mean, so in the beginning of the week, I heard Joseph Parker versus Fabio Warley is being finalized for October 25th at the O2 Arena in London. And that was per The Ring. You know who owns The Ring. But then the WBO came out and demanded Usyk evidence. After a video showing Alexander Usyk dancing, the WBO have ordered the undisputed champion to submit an updated medical prognosis. Usyk requested a delay negotiations with mandatory challenger Joseph Parker due to a back injury. But then a video came out where he was at a party. His back didn't seem to be hurt, and then the WBO said, "Hey, we need medical evidence. Show us that you're really hurt because you said you can't fight because of your back injury." Fucking liar.
I just think it's been pushed around a little too much.
He doesn't want to fight Joseph Parker.
Okay, but geez, man, it's being pushed way too much. Like, they're pushing all the wrong spots. We're supposed to get some more fights that aren't happening, and they're pushing our champions to lose their belts and just stripping them of them. We had this happen once before when it shouldn't have happened. So I'm a little against it. I understand that we need to see the title defenses, but I think give the man a moment, give the man little bit of time.
Give him time, but don't fucking lie and sit here and tell me you're hurt.
But I think it's just with the pressure. They're like, okay, here's the date. The date is rather a little soon. It's like, man, I gotta have to.
Yeah, because Joseph Parker got fucked. He was supposed to fight for the belt.
Yeah, I guess what's fair is fair, right? But
yeah,
I think
now they're saying you have to downplay and fight Fabio Wardley. No disrespect to Fabio, he's good, but
oh no, what the world? That shouldn't happen. Moses Atama just destroyed him. Didn't we see that? Or Dylan White. He destroyed Dylan White, but Fabio Wardley, didn't he? No, he had a victory last time.
He won.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I'm sorry. But
Joseph Parker should fight.
He deserves the fight. Joseph Parker deserves the fight. It just should happen. And how soon do they want it, right? When did they say?
They were saying October, November. And to your point, I agree. That might be a little too soon. But early first quarter of next year.
Do it. That's fine for me. That's what I think is fair. What's the difficulty? Why do we have to strip him prior to the new year? Yeah. Let him be champ riding into next year and then defend all the titles. Lineal champ.
They're not going to
Joseph Parker wants to be lineal champ, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they're not going to strip him. They're just demanding evidence because you are lying to my face.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, especially if there's a certain way the contract's written, right? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how independent that would be as an independent contractor, but maybe there's something where, like you said, medical reasons why you can't falsify that. That's got to be HIPAA or some type of violation.
We also, I don't know what the world we're living in, maybe the Matrix, but fucking Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, they're
What
going
in
to
the
face
world?
off in 2026 in an exhibition fight. What the fuck?
Insane. We live in a simulation.
Floyd Mayweather by decision.
Knockout. No, Floyd. I mean, he
Imagine.
might be able to.
He
bro.
might be.
Mike
You
is
saw him
not
at
moving all that
WWE
well.
with the brass knuckles?
Yeah, Mike. No, but Mike's not moving all that well, bro. You know what I mean? Like, Mike can hit him, but it still might not carry that much. And
My question is, who's sanctioning this? Texas, probably?
Saudi Arabia. No, I'm playing.
No, I don't know.
They'll do it.
Who sanctioned Mike Tyson, Jake
It's
Paul?
something strange for a piece of change. That's Saudi Arabia for you. I mean, Tim Dillon said, I'll go over there. It's 300, 400,000. There you go.
Your shot. We got a big fighting. I think the fight of the year, honestly, next week, in line with UFC Noche, Terrence Crawford, and we have Canelo
Noche.
Alvarez.
Right,
I got
Noche
Terrence
and,
Crawford.
I might have to take Canelo.
Really? Just
you and I.
to go by, just to go on.
Gentleman's bet.
Yeah. All right, kid. 10 seconds left. You're gonna double down.
And the double down is on Fighting Nerds Takeover. Obviously, I took the over 1.5 rounds in that co-main event, but let's go all in on Mauricio Ruffy to get that knockout via KO TKO for 10 seconds left at plus 120. Nothing else to bet, so might as well go in on the Fighting Nerds.
By the way, just came across me, and this is credit to Happy Punch. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
So the UFC White House card is reportedly now set for June 26, 2026. Weigh-ins will be at the Lincoln Memorial. Fight night on the South Lawn. Fighters warm-up will be inside the White House. Green screens outside. And then following the fight night, fireworks and a light show. The event was initially placed, was supposed to take place July 4th, but logistics issues have pushed it to June per the Wall Street Journal. Credible source. So, what do you think? I think that's pretty sick. Face-offs cool. At the Lincoln
I would
Memorial.
love to go to that.
Yeah. And
Even
by the way, speaking of Washington,
we could just go around there. You know what I mean? Like
it's not open to the public. I don't even think you could get tickets.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's not open to the public, can't we just hang around?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
that's the point. We'll try to find a way in. We'll just wear White House VIP tags, which is like we deserve it.
Yeah, and then you get shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty sick. I think. And speaking of Washington D.C., I think PWI Insider for Pro Wrestling, they said John Cena's last fight for the WWE will be in Washington D.C. at Saturday night's main event.
Wow, pretty
sick. So lots of things happening in D.C. and the National Guard in the streets.
Hey, good retirement tour for John Cena.
Absolutely. Kid, anything else? Week 1. We got week 1 this week, kid.
Best of luck on fantasy, my brother.
Yes, best of luck to everyone. Best of luck to you and your bets. Enjoy the fights, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.